my whole life has been, my whole professional career has been taking projects that I think nobody else really wanted. Right? Too many engineers like to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like we have a standard detail for that. We have a standard specification for that. Like that's boring to me. Some of the most interesting projects that I've worked on had no calculations, no nothing like that, but just required big picture thought, work out the details as we go along, kind of a thing. And yeah, I like that. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I do like the variety of projects. I learned quickly, at least in the company that I'm in right now, which is we have architects and structural engineers and mechanical engineers and plumbing and lighting engineers and interior designers. We have the whole gamut of building disciplines. It's a big A, little e firm, and I learned what the architects like. They like veneers, they like atriums, they like monumental stairs, that kind of stuff. Like, well, I don't know much about veneers, but I can learn. I don't know anything about curtain wall, but I'll learn that. As far as the other stuff, engineering is engineering. Structural engineering is structural engineering. To me, it doesn't really matter whether it is an aluminum mullion and a curtain wall or it is a concrete grade beam and a foundation. The same principles of structural engineering apply regardless of whether it's glass or aluminum or steel or concrete or something in between. So I found out, I made an effort to find out what was things that the architects liked. And I said, I can do that. I can do that. You want a big glass wall? I'll try it. I can do that. One of the very first projects I worked on when I moved to EYP was a building in Michigan that had a 33-foot high masonry clad parapet.
Okay. That's the thing.
It's a big thing. It's like a tower,
Okay.
like a medieval tower kind of thing. And everybody has their role in life and things like that. And there were three other engineers working on the building because it was, oh good grief, it had to be like, I don't know, 250,000 square foot building or something. It was a massive building. And the overall project manager who liked to do project management stuff. You had another, at the time, sort of young, but probably was getting close to taking the PE, who really liked the computer stuff.
Okay.
And you had a fresh out of college intern who was like, I'll just do anything, tell me what you want me to do, and was given specific tasks. And we look at this 33-foot high parapet with 2 feet of relief, and you have stone, you have brick, you have arches, and everybody is scratching their heads saying, how on earth are we going to do this? Oh, I know, let's give it to the new guy. And that was a really, really fun project, right? It's like, think about how they're going to build this thing, how they're going to lay the brick, how are we going to support the brick, how are we going to get 2 feet of relief in and out of the wall, how are you going to support it when the top of that parapet is 180 feet above ground, and it's 33 foot high, and oh, by the way, it's a tower, but there's no roof because you want to be able to see up through it. I'll give it a shot. Again, it's the engineering principles, structural engineering principles don't change regardless of the shape of the beam, the material of the beam. It's still the same. And it's like, okay, I don't want to be the project manager for a 500,000 square foot building. And it's just not what I want to do. And most of my career, it's been more or less me on my own,
Okay.
not having a staff of 20 underneath me. And I'm perfectly content with that. And so that allowed me to take other projects that required an awful lot of thought for not much end result. A lot of detailing, a lot of figuring out how this is all going to work without, and it's just one little square of the building. Monumental stairs are that way. To be honest, I don't really get what the fascination is with monumental stairs. I think it's just a waste of money. But the architects like it, so fine. I'll engineer the monumental stairs. But in the grand scheme of things, it's such a small portion of the building. But that's what I do best, is that little tricky detail thing. And some of those kind of projects were the most fun. And you know what, when you enjoy your work, when you look forward to going into work, you work on projects that you can say, this is really cool, I'm proud to be part of it. You get to publish some of them in magazines and stuff like that. Then you, how can you not feel good about your job, where you're at, and that kind of stuff?